Good morning, guys. I've been working this morning on finishing up some custom Rio Real knives. It's kind of a new design. It's the same blade as what's on the regular Rio, but did a little extra stuff with these, and wanted to kind of show y'all a few things about it and how that you can change up a regular design, make it completely different. Blades may be the same, but the way you go about grinding it and everything can change a lot of things about it. So I just thought I would do this video this morning. Try to keep it short, but you know how that goes when you start talking. Okay, I'm gonna pull this one out. This is the fancy one here. This is the what I call the Rio Real. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the blade on it and the thickness of the knife. This is a tapered tang knife. All of them will be tapered tang knives. There's a little more time investment and all involved in doing tapered tangs, because you have to use jigs and different things because the bolts run crooked through the handle scales, and so it's a little more time consuming to do those. But first, the blade, the thickness of the knife is 220, which is a pretty thick for a hunter. I kind of like a thick blade, especially when I'm doing a hollow grind, which is what this is. This is a deep hollow grind. It's done with a 8-inch wheel, and it's hollow ground, which makes it a very good cutter. Okay, it's really good for cutting. It's not particularly geared for a survival knife, although it will work as a survival knife. But it's mainly geared for skinning, for prepping your meat and so forth. And it has it's ground pretty thin with a hollow grind. I don't do this with thinner blades. I just don't want to get that deep of a hollow grind on a thinner steel than this. So that's what this is. Now, I do hollow grinds with a larger wheel, like a 14-inch wheel on thinner steels, but I use a much bigger wheel to do it. This one was done with an 8-inch wheel, so it has been cut down pretty thin at the edge. Now, these are made out of one CPM 154, which is the improved version of the old 154 CM, which Loveless used, and I think Merritt still uses on the Loveless style knife, on his knives. So that's this type of knife. Now you can change things up. I started off doing this knife with a saber grind, only coming halfway up the blade, doing it flat for more of a survival knife type knife. But this is strictly a cutter. Okay, you can use it for a survival knife, but I would be careful about prizing sideways with it. When you go to putting lateral pressure on a hollow grind, well, you're liable to pop it out, break out a chunk out of it, especially if it's a high RC, which these are around 60. So it holds an edge excellent, does great cutting ability, which is what a knife is designed to do, right? But anyhow, I just wanted to let you know that about this. But these are going to cost more because they're harder to do when you do the tapered tang, the hollow grind, and all of this. So just have that in mind, okay? But they're beautiful. That hollow grind gives those different facets to the blade. You can see how it looks different when you look at it in the light. It's just a beautiful knife. That's the reason Lovelaces look that way. They've got that hollow grind in them. The hilt is a stainless steel hilt. It's a U-shaped hilt with a pin through it. And I put these on. This is stainless to stainless, so it's a stainless hilt on a stainless blade, so you can't solder that very well. I've tried it before, and you just don't get a good solder with it. So I use an epoxy JB weld with the end there, and I cut it out and I press it on there, and then I nail it on with a pin at the top here. There is a U slot cut out at the bottom, and it slips up in that U slot, and then it's pinned onto the blade up here at the top with JB weld inside the helping hold also. So it's not going anywhere, okay? When you get to the handle, of course, I've already mentioned it's a tapered tang, and it has this, I guess you'd call that ivory-colored micarta. It's beautiful. Yeah, they probably got some other name for it, but I just call it ivory-colored micarta. This is a green one here. You can see with red liners. It's tapered tang also with the same type blade. Also on these blades, I wanted to mention this is a swedge tip on them. The reason I do a swedge tip on some of my knives, especially these that are hunting knives, is for penetration. When you go to penetrate the hide on a deer or whatever when you're field dressing, well, it's a little hard to get one that hasn't been swedge tipped like this to be able to penetrate the hide. So it makes it easier for you to be able to punch it through the hide and to gut the deer or whatever you're doing like that. So these are Loveless bolts. These are what some people call fisheye bolts. I think Loveless was the one who first came up with them, so I call them Loveless bolts. Give him credit. He might have been an old reprobate, but he was a good knife designer and a great knife builder. So that is the way that one looks. And this is a black one right here. I've got one more green one. This is a black one. On this one, I cut a choil in it. I did a choil in this one for putting the finger here to do close work. You know, if you wanted to do close work with it, well, you can put your finger in the choil and do you know, fine work with it like that. So that's the reason this one has that. I just decided to do one that way. So there it is. Some of you guys like that choil there. Well, there it is, okay? And it's tapered tang. It's got, I think, green liners on it is what it's got. I got the big lanyard holes here with the Loveless bolts. All of them's got Loveless bolts, stainless hilts, all of that. And swedge tips, all of it's the same except for the type of handle materials and so forth. Okay, guys, I'm going to try to end this video now. It's just wanted to show y'all those. That's called the Rio Real, which means Royal River, okay, in Spanish. So you can see them on the website. As soon as I can get them up there, well, you can buy one of them if you want it, okay? All right, thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.